We've only got 4 left. Brutal. Hi there, Internet. My name's Court, and welcome back to my Game of Thrones Season 8 review series, moving along with Episode 2, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. As always, spoilers are coming. I should not do accents. Sorry. You've been warned. Let's move on. But seriously, spoilers. Okay. Like the premiere episode, this was a very, very quiet episode. Nobody died. There was no action, except for a certain faceless someone. More on that later. It was mostly just a musing on life and death, and a look at how different people, different characters come to terms with that. Now, I'm not going to be talking about everything that happened in the episode. I'll just be addressing some of the more standout moments. I love the scene early in the episode between Dany and Sansa. It was a tense little scene. It was a simple little conversation, but it was so well crafted with like a lot of subtext. It starts with some ice-breaking banter, and then we get down to brass tacks. Dany loves Jon, that's why she's fighting for the North. Then we find out, really, it's still just the Iron Throne that she really seems to care about. And Sophie Turner is particularly really good in this scene. And I love that she's not interested in ruling, she just wants to care for the people of the North. Theon's return to Winterfell, pledging to fight for the North, was amazing. And again, Sophie Turner killed it in that scene. And later when he tells Robot Bran that he'll guard him in the Godswood, almost as like penance for taking Winterfell from Bran all those years ago. You know, Theon's done some really horrible but he's also had some really horrible done to him, and he's been trying to make up for it all this time. I think we're at the point where, to me anyway, Theon's got his redemption. Which sucks, because that suggests to me he's probably gonna die in the next episode. Now that fireplace scene with Jaime and Tyrion and Brienne and Podrick and Ser Jorah and Tormund was filled with these like beautiful little moments. Particularly when Brienne told Pod he was only allowed a half a cup of wine, and then Tyrion fills it to overflowing because they're pals. Love that little moment. But obviously the standout was Jaime knighting Brienne, knighting her a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, hence the title of the episode. It was so emotional. Like, obviously Brienne has some love for Jaime, but she always feels like she's always going to be the butt of his jokes, and that's why she hesitates when he says, you know, Neil, I'll knight you. Like, she thinks it's a trick, and it's not. And when she rises a knight, oh yeah, I got choked up. And Gwendolyn Christie was amazing in the scene. Brienne always has this very sort of bleak outlook, and to see her even for one moment truly happy was just beautiful. And I've always liked the Arya-Gendry relationship, but it's always like, are they into each other? Are they just buds? Well, now they've had sex, and somehow that doesn't really answer the question for me. Like, I didn't get the impression they were expressing undying love for each other. It was just something that Arya felt she needed to do before the battle, and hey, why not Gendry? I think it was really wise of the showrunners to not make it graphic and not really have much nudity in the scene. Like, I love Arya, and it's like, yeah, girl, get some. Fair enough. But going graphic would have been uncomfortable and kind of gross. You know, we all remember Arya as that little kid from season 1, and that would have been weird. Game of Thrones using discretion. Will wonders never cease? And back in the fireplace room where Podrick sings that song, it was a very, very haunting moment, particularly when the camera started cutting away from the group and showing us all of these other characters and how they're spending what could be the last hours of their lives. And it reminded me of that scene very much in Return of the King where Pippin is singing his song to Denethor, and it's intercut with Denethor sending Faramir and his army off to most likely certain death at the hands of the Uruk-hai at Osgiliath. That was probably the geekiest sentence I've ever uttered aloud. No, probably not. But it was very reminiscent of that scene. I thought it worked really nicely. And finally, Jon tells Daenerys about the, shall we say, awkwardness. And again, Dany kind of proves that getting the Iron Throne is really what's most important to her. She doesn't even think like, well, heck, I'm banging my nephew. And I get that that's kind of a Targaryen thing anyway, but still. At the very end of the episode is Tyrion looking out on the battlefield, and the walkers show up, and I'm reminded that nobody died in this episode. So I expect the body count in the next one to be really high, and it's gonna suck and be awesome at the same time. Much like the premiere, this was a very solid episode with some damn good writing, character work, and acting, and it was very much the calm before the storm. I am dreading next week. I need a horn of giant's milk. So those were my thoughts on episode 2, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. What did you think of the episode? Jump down in the comments, let me know what you thought, let's have a discussion. If you like this review, please smash that like button and give it a share if you really enjoyed it. And hey, why not take a second, do me a favor, click subscribe and ring that bell to subscribe to my channel for more movie reviews, entertainment news, trailer reactions, Game of Thrones, all that good stuff. Seriously, subscribe. I'm almost at 1,000. Help a brother out. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.